Welcome back to the channel. Beware the narcissist's return. It's a trap. You know what is amazing? So, there are so many instances that I have experienced in my life and many others that I have heard through the people I talk to. The narcissist's Hoover, the narcissist's return, there's so much to say about it. So, let me first say this. Do all the narcissists return? No, they don't all. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on, were you the kind of person that was just really good for them, that was really a top-notch individual, at least in their eyes, as much as they can appreciate anybody, which is not much. Because if they didn't care about you, if you didn't provide for them what they wanted, they'll move on easily. And maybe they'll try you again, but they probably won't. But if you mattered to them really at all, if you were a good person to them really at all, they're going to keep tabs and they're probably going to come back. It depends on how busy they are. Depends on how much they have going on. Some of them, if they're really attractive, they have a lot of options. They may not, but even still, they could. It just depends. Most of them do try you at some point in time. If you haven't heard from the narcissist yet, doesn't mean you will, and you don't want to, but chances are you will at some point. They come back years and years later sometimes. But here's the thing. There's several ways that they'll do this, and every single one of them, guys, is a trap. And I've been through some of this, and I know others have. They will oftentimes just test the waters. Maybe initially, or maybe that's all they do. So, in other words, say it's been months and the narcissist is gone, and you're starting to get over them, or you have gotten over them, and then you just get that little teaser text or something of some variety. Maybe it's them finding your social media page and liking a post. Maybe it's them, if they still have your number, you haven't blocked them, sending you a tiny little text. How is this person doing? How are you? Hi, been a while. Could be a million different things. And that is their way of testing, because you'll notice a lot of the time when they like posts, or they find you on social media and message you, or they message you via text, or they drop a note off, or however they choose to do this, a lot of times they will just vanish. And you'll think, what was that? I haven't heard from this person in like 5 months, 6 months, and then I get a text and I respond to it, and then they're gone. They just disappear. They reached out to me. I Hypothetically, just any of us. They reached out to us. We responded with something, and then they never said another word. What was that? Well, I'll tell you what that was. That was a heat check. That was their way of saying, well, I don't really want this person right now, but I do want to see if they're still there. If I did send them something, if I did want to get something going again, would they still be there? That's all that it is. And that is their way of telling, if they do that, that's their way of telling you, you mean absolutely, absolutely nothing to them beyond just, you're an option. You're just an option. They have something else better, they think better going on, they're more interested in, but maybe it's starting to break down, or maybe they just want to kind of keep you dangling, and so they sent you that. But that's a Hoover. That's what that is. It's a very weak Hoover. So that's one way they'll do it. But I'll tell you what else they will do. They might come back in very profound ways, very, very powerful ways. Maybe the narcissist drugged you through hell, or just put you through the ringer pretty good, and you realize they're toxic, you don't want to deal with them, whether you know narcissism or you don't. And later on, they come back and they are absolutely throwing everything in the kitchen sink at the situation. They are groveling, they are crying. I've changed, I see the error of my ways. I know I treated you badly. I know you deserved more. You were the best person I've ever had. You were the one that got away. They will smother you with this kind of talk. The same person who treated you terribly, just terribly, and always treated everyone badly, and then went right on, because they always do this, they went right on to somebody else after you, because they had them lined up and they monkey branched, that same person will give it some time, and then they'll come back and they will throw everything at it. If they're desperate, if the situation didn't break down, if they realize they couldn't replace you very well, then they're going to come back. And guess what? Oh, they're a changed man or woman. Every single thing you saw for the whole time you were with them suddenly changed. Now they love you. Now you're the love of their life. Now you're soulmates. And the love bombing comes all over again. But it's different now because you know them, you have a history. So now it is seeing the error of their ways, grovel, cry, moan. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I let this go. I can't believe they will sell you a total dream. They'll tell you anything that they could possibly tell you. And it's just like the devil sitting right there whispering in your ear. Because you know what you went through. You know who this person is. You know it. And the devil, though, through the narcissist, is whispering, forget everything you saw. None of that was real. I love you. I care about you. You are the best thing that's ever happened to me. The person that you saw, that's not me anymore. I've changed. I'm different. I'm so much different. It's the monster trap. It's the trap of all traps. No, they didn't change. No, they didn't see the error of their ways. So here's the thing that makes this so hard. Them telling you these kind of things is exactly what you longed to hear for so long. It's what you prayed for, spent hours, countless hours in prayer, begged and pleaded with them, begged and pleaded with God, craved, desired in your heart of hearts, in the deepest parts of your being, that this person would see the light, see the error of their ways, change. That's all we ever wanted, right? That's what we just yearned for. So when they start to give you this song and dance, when they come back, it's powerful. And guys, this is honestly exactly why you cannot accept a Hoover. You cannot accept them doing this. You can't even hear them out. If the person, now look, I'm not talking about a situation where um, all hell didn't break loose. You don't know this person was truly wicked. It wasn't so bad. It just kind of fizzled, or maybe they did a little bit of wrong things, and then you had space, and now they're trying you again. That's not even what I'm talking about. That's a separate issue. I'm talking about you pinpointed this person is evil. They're corrupt. They treated me horribly. They did me so wrong. That person then coming back didn't see the error of their ways. What they changed in a few months, they changed in a year. After they went on to other people, after they continued the cycle, they kept doing these things. Did they ever before that apologize? Did they ever before that right the wrongs? No. But all of a sudden, now they've changed. Don't believe it, it's a lie. And what will happen if you let them back in? If you let them back in, it will be worse off than the first. It will be just like in scripture when the demons are driven out and they go back and they get many others and they come back and fill. That's what the narcissist is doing. If you know for certainty this is a horribly wicked individual, you know that, and then they come back and you let them back in, you're going to get blasted like you've never seen, because your defenses are going to go down. And at this point, to be honest, you've sort of invited this because you know what you're dealing with and you still allowed them into your life. You invited this back. The devil came and knocked on your door, and you looked outside and you said, "Oh, it's the devil again." But the devil sweet talked you and you opened the door and let him come in. That's what accepting a Hoover is. The devil knocks at the door. You see it's the devil. You remember all the things the devil did, but the devil this time tells you he's not the devil anymore. And so you go, okay. And I'm not making fun of anybody. they're so hard to deal with. Dealing with a narcissist is unlike anything else because even us, people like us who know who they are, if you start to converse with them and entertain them, then you will start to have those seeds of doubt planted. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care. And look, I say this because so I listened to a while back a video on Narc Daily. I used to listen to him, Andrew at Narc Daily, all the time, and I don't much anymore listen to any of it. But I caught one, and he was basically talking about how you cannot allow them, you cannot entertain a Hoover, no matter how strong you think you are. Don't entertain these people if you know they're wicked, you know they're a narcissist. And the reason is simple. Even if you understand all of this, if you start to entertain that devil's voice just a little bit, cracks in your armor start to appear. They're really, really skilled at their craft, guys. They've been doing this their whole lives. They know exactly what to say to play on your heartstrings. And this is why it works to begin with, because we're very compassionate, loving, caring, kind people. And they know that. So even if they screwed you over 6 ways from Sunday, and you know they're wicked and you know they're evil, if they come back and try you and you entertain them, well, I'll just see what they have to say. I'll just hear them out. That's all they need. It's all they need. Because then they can pull out all the stops. They can throw every weapon at their disposal. They know what worked on you in the past. They know you're caring and loving. And they know if they turn on those crocodile tears when they stream down, I know I shouldn't have done this to you. My life's a mess. I shouldn't have. That you're going to feel compassion and pity for them. They know that. I'm telling you, this is exactly how they operate. When the narcissist comes back, and most of them try to come back, it's varying shades. It can just be, like I said, little text, little heat check. But usually that's a primer. So my advice is do not entertain any of it, any of it at all. You get that little text that says, "How are you?" after it's been 5 months. You get that little text that says, "Oh, how's your son or daughter doing? I've been thinking about them." Don't entertain it. That's just their entry point. They'll use anything. They'll use a past situation. If you're sick or injured or they know you're down on your luck, they'll use that as an entry point. They're going to help you. They're going to save the day. They're there for you. Maybe they know something happened with your kids and they're just checking in on your kids. Maybe something that you used to share, some sort of restaurant you went to, closed down, and they're going to text you and say, "Well, this place opened again. It's open now. We used to go there, so I thought you'd want to know." That is an entry point. They'll use any entry point. I don't care what it is they say. It's a sham. It's a crock. It's a lie. The narcissist is the biggest trap. And guys, it's so easy for us to forget after we've escaped because time passes. And this is so important. Please hear this point. Please hear this. The narcissist lets time pass because in their minds, you'll forget what they did. Because with time heals a lot of things. They say time heals all wounds. No, it's not all wounds, but time is an integral part of healing. It is. And so time goes on, and you slowly forget the degree of wickedness that you dealt with. That's why these videos are important. Every once in a while, just refresh yourself. Were they really that bad? Yes. Was it really that bad? Yes. Yes, it was. We have a tendency to forget about these things as months and months pass, as maybe years pass, and the narcissist relies upon that. And that's why usually when they come back, they'll play dumb. Let's say they scorched you, burned you alive, left you high and dry, busted, left you for another person, did everything they could to you. They will let time pass. Let it pass and let it pass. And then when they show back up, do you think they're going to address it? Do you think the first words you're going to hear from them usually are, I should never have done these things to you. I should never have left you. I should never. No, no, no. Usually they're going to play dumb. They're just going to reach out like nothing ever happened, and they expect you to just entertain it because usually people do. So they're usually going to play dumb, expect you to forget everything that you saw, and that's why time elapses. Sometimes, because some of you are wondering, I haven't heard from the narcissist. One of the reasons why you may not have heard is because they're simply strategically allowing time to pass. Yes, they're being busy with other things, but they're letting time pass so you forget what you saw. So that when they do try you again, you're not hung up on the fact that they left you for another person, or the fact that they gaslighted you to no end, or that they stole stuff from you, or scorched you in any other way. You're not focused on that. You're focused on the fact that you heard from them again. That is usually what happens. But even if you do get the extreme, and this is usually from a narcissist who's way down, they've scorched themselves, they dug their pit, they fell down to the depths of the well, the bottom of the pit. Then sometimes you'll get the full Monty. They're so sorry. They can't believe they blew things up. You were the best thing they ever had. If you're still married, you're my husband. You're my wife. You're my forever. You're going to get, I'm telling you, you're going to get every single thing, and it is going to sound really, really convincing. You're going to think, could it be possible that this really is the person that I wanted? That they really have seen the light? They really have changed? Could it be possible? And I'm telling you right now, if you buy it, you're going to burn. You're going to go down for this. Maybe not permanently, but maybe. Guys, once you've pinpointed who the devil is, how can you then let the devil back in your front door? And that's what this is. And I get it. It's easy to think they've changed because we want to think they've changed, and they have not. They have not. I have yet to ever see an example of a narcissist who comes back and they plead and they beg and they cry and they mourn, and you let them back in, and that behavior lasts. It won't last. They'll keep that song and dance up for a little while until you get comfortable again, until you actually buy it. They demonstrate for just a little bit everything they're saying is true. They're a changed man or woman. And then you come to accept it and you let your guard back down and you think, all right, they really have changed. He's it's great behavior. And then they think in their devilish little demonic minds, I got him. I got him. I got her. She bought it. We're back. We're linked up. We're moved in again. Or we're together again. Or the marriage is saved. Or. And they think in their demonic little minds, I got this person. And guess what? They do. If you let them back in those situations, in those circumstances, they have you again. And then once they know they have you, do you remember what they did the first time? The first go around, or the second or third or whatever, when they knew they had you, that's when it all began, isn't it? That's when the tour through hell began. That's when the devaluation, the degrading, the gaslighting, the cheating, the manipulation, that's when it all started. And it's not going to be different this time. It's just going to be worse. Because not only this, here's a big one. Not only have they not changed, is this just their tendency and just their pattern? And once they know they have you, they're going to do all this again. But now there's an extra bonus for the narcissist. A huge bonus. Do you know what it is? They think you're stupid. They think you are a grade A fool of a human being. They know what I did to them. They know how bad it was. And they still took me back. They couldn't do better. They couldn't get anybody else. They're still lonely. They're still desperate. And they haven't figured things out. They allowed me, after all I did to them, back in. Whew. I got a sucker on my hands here. And you know what they do with people they think are suckers? they blow them up all the more. So, guys, the narcissist Hoover is a trap. It is always a trap. Please drop a comment below if you took the narcissist back and things were good. I promised you my right hand to God. I have never heard anybody say they took the narcissist back and things got better. At least not for very long. Instead, I always hear it got worse, it blew up. I wish I'd never done it. Why did I do it? I knew who they were. Why did I do it? So, guys, if this happens to you, if you have not been hoovered yet, don't think that it's not going to happen. Very likely to still happen at some point. I don't care if it's months later or 5 years down the road. They're probably going to try you again at some point. So just be aware. And when they do, don't think for a second things have changed. The only thing that's changed is their situation. They're desperate, or they think they're going to try to get over on you again, or they had something just bring you up in their minds and they want to try you. Whatever the case is, don't think for 1 minute that this is sincere. Don't fall in the trap. The devil knocks at the door when the narcissist hoovers. Are you going to look out there and see him and let him back in? Because that's all that it is. So I hope this speaks to somebody. There are numerous situations I know are like this, and I have been through it myself, where they try to knock back on the door, and that part of you thinks maybe it's different this time. It's not. Don't try it. Even if that person has gotten it right in their lives, let them get it right somewhere else, because you cannot take that risk. So, guys, drop comments below. Thanks for listening to this one. I'll come at you with another one soon. Until then, God bless.